Guys, we are here with Olive Oil and Mousse. I just wanted to give a few tips for when you are outside just taking... Oh, you found a fun rock? Huh? Oh, you found a magnolia thing. Huh? Let's drop that. Drop. Good boy. Okay. So I just wanted to give you a few tips for when you are outside with them both and you aren't doing like a nice proper heel where their noses should be at your knee and you're doing a moving command. So when you're just taking them out to potty, it's still really important for them to understand that they are never, ever, ever, ever allowed to move forward with any type of pressure on the leash. So, okay. So when we're moving, what you want to do is if they get too far, you're going to do a pop and release. So it's what I call the lawnmower, where if you have a straight leash, so perfect right there, pop and release. So it's a quick on and off, right? So it's just enough to say, no, don't do that, without needing to use those English cues, just talking to them constantly. Use a communication that they can understand. So you can see all I had to do was give him a pop and he stopped moving. If I were to go like this and kept moving and he moves forward with pressure, then what you're doing is telling him that that's okay with you and you don't mind pressure. This is how we move forward. When you feel pressure, you pull through it, because that's what you've taught them, that you will move if they do that. So just kind of learning how to keep your leashes loose at all times. It does not matter what you are working on with them, where you are, what you're doing, it doesn't matter. This tool should always be loose and used as a communication device to simply say, pay attention, slow down, calm down, all of those kind of things, right? Right, pretty girl. Another big tip, which is the reason I really wanted to start this one for you, and I know my cat loves to just stalk my dogs. Another good thing that I really wanted to talk about, and I know I had talked about this in another video, was, so like I was saying, another thing that you really want to focus on is when they try to go behind you, okay? That's a big no-no. Like I said, I know I've talked about this in other videos, but it's really important that they learn to not do all of the zigzagging, okay? So that is a very strong way for them to take control of the situation. They're deciding where we're going, when we're doing it, at what pace, what we're stopping to sniff. They're in total control of that situation. Now, that's okay to a degree, but only to some sense, because it's okay for dogs to have freedom and be a dog. It is important for them to have that. Oh, I see such a good girl, Olive Oil. It is important for them to have that time to sniff and explore and just have freedom to be a dog. And that's where your training is so great, because if you have a strong working relationship with them, you're going to be able to give them more freedom to enjoy things more often, because you know when you do need them to focus and pay attention or get back into line, they'll do that for you. So it's important for you to have, strict times with them, and then, freedom times for them so that they can do what they want. But when we're outside just kind of going potty, okay, get girl Olive Oil. Hopefully Olive will try and do it. Olive likes to do it. Mousse does it too, though. Okay, so there you go. So see how she tries to go behind me. Now, I said in the other video what's going to happen. They're going to get all tangled up, and then I'm either going to have to change my hands, which is annoying because I keep them on my wrist, so I'm going to have to take it off my wrist and readjust, and then I have another dog to readjust with. It's a whole thing, right? So making sure that they learn, okay, come on, guys, that they can't, see, Olive tried to go behind, that they can't go behind me is important. So when you're heeling with them, Olive on the outside works a lot better. She doesn't try, like I said, it's kind of a wall. But you could still do that when you're outside, just letting them go to the bathroom. So they're not in a heel right now or anything. They're in freedom mode, but they have these nice loose leashes. Ooh, I just smashed my face into a tree. But yeah, just, making sure that they don't try and do all that zigzagging behind you. They can still have some, some calmness to them and everything. They're allowed to play and have fun. All that's great. Like I said, just, make sure that you still have some structure with them while they're in free mode also, because that's going to make your life a whole lot easier when something pops up and you need them to fall in line real quick. you know, a dog comes running out of nowhere and you could say, okay, okay, come on, Olive, Moose, let's go. Yes, good job, come on, heel. Right? So because they know that I have follow through with this, and then I mean that, like if I say heel, we're going to go heel, they're going to fall in line a lot faster. And then if I say, okay, right? Now she's got that freedom. They can kind of do what they want. But see how she's pulling right now? That's a no. So I'm still just going to pop and release just enough that it's loose. She doesn't have to be at my side right now because we're in free mode. But right there, see, if I move forward, we're telling her that that's okay. So you've got to watch yourself and make sure that when there's a straight line and there's any tension on this leash, pop and release that tension. They cannot move forward with a tense leash. It's just not how the tool can be worked. They'll be very confused by that, and your heel is going to be a lot more awkward if you don't follow through with that at all times. Okay. I've also been working on transitional with both of them. And again, transitional is when it goes around their muzzle, just to apply the pressure to the pressure points in their muzzle, as well as the ones in their skull. And it's great because you use less pressure, and it really helps your dog's focus a lot quicker and easier by giving them somewhere else to communicate with. So that's a really great tool. That's been going really well. They both did fine with the conditioning, but see how Olive is trying to pull ahead. Right, so we're going to go out and go do a lesson again today. I had my son with me yesterday when we went to PetSmart. So it was like watching three dogs. So it was a little more challenging. I'm definitely going to just take them out so I can focus on them today. And we're going to go do a nice, good long lesson with them together today. Moose is doing fantastic. Olive is falling in line. She just needs some more repetition. See how far ahead she is. So I'm going to turn. Olive, good girl. But no pulling. Come on, Olive. Good girl. Nice and loose, but you got to use those pops. So I'm going to pause real quick, and I'm going to put their transitionals on just so that I can show you the difference between how they look with it on and off. Okay, so back to you. All I did was just put them on. We just walked just a couple steps. And you can already see how much calmer they are, how much more kind of falling back there. Good girl, Olive Oil. Olive is still working on turns, of course. She's not quite, focused on me. But again, Moose has had more time to practice this with me, so that's totally not on her that she's doing anything differently than Moose is. She is at the same point Moose was at when he was, just a week or so with me. And she's been less than a week with me. Right, tomorrow's a week. Good girl. Good job, guys. But definitely no misplaced aggression. Like I said, we went to PetSmart yesterday, and they did great. I mean, just keeping a nice structured heel was the only thing. Those double doors get most of my dogs. I really think it's because they do 2 double doors for safety reasons. But dogs hate when there's just a door opening behind them and in front of them. It spooks them. So that's nothing out of the ordinary. But it's tough because it's right when you're walking in, and then it kind of gets your dogs a little bit out of that calm frame of mind that you worked on in the parking lot. And then it's kind of like, oh, we're going inside. Now there's just doors, right? So it's important for you to remain calm. You have to remember that whatever energy you want your dog to display, you have to display the same energy. They're not going to be calmer than you for no reason. They're only going to be calm because you're like, we got this piece of cake. But this is perfect. This is a beautiful walk. We've gone straight a little bit longer than I normally would, and that's just really because I'm filming. But this is great. We've gone all the way down the street. So right there, I stopped and I turned, but if you notice, I let my hand go. I didn't tense up on it when I turned, so I'll show you again. Good job. Right, so when I turn, if I tense up on the leash, what's going to happen is I'm going to pull them around the turn. Instead, you need to loosen up on your leashes. Come on, and just do that, where you say their names, give them a little click, get them to realize, we're walking this way now. The leash isn't going to be the reason they're walking that way. You should be the reason that they're walking that way. Good job, guys. This is perfect. No misplaced aggression. No crying. Come on, guys. Good girl, Olive Oil. Olive definitely has the personality if she wants to be the leader. So it's just a little bit more challenging for her to learn to just kind of, fall back and not be a leader. That's her natural personality. Some dogs are leaders and some dogs are followers. Um, Moose, like I've told you, isn't a leader. He gets overwhelmed and stressed out when he feels like he needs to take control of situations. Olive, on the other hand, feels more confident when she feels like I'm in control of what's going on here. So again, it's really just learning both of your dog's personalities, and it just makes it more challenging because you just have to know both of them and what's good for both of them and what works for each one. They're not two peas in a pod, but they're both wonderful dogs. I really do love them. They're sweethearts. Come on, guys. Gotta love a water dog. I had another water dog I trained, Portuguese water dog I trained years ago, Sophie, that looked just like Olive Oil. My son thought that it was Sophie when she came. No, this is Olive. So yeah, I'm really proud of them. They're doing a great job. We're just gonna keep on doing a few more minutes out here, and then I'm gonna load them up, and we're gonna go take a nice walk somewhere together. We haven't quite decided where yet. Maybe Riverwalk again. So I will have more footage for you then. Say bye, Mama. We love you.